Oh, hey, Isaac.
Oh, hey, Nathan, Malik, Kane. You guys are already here. Awesome. I was about to call you all down to the bridge here. Wait a minute. What are you all wearing? Are those dashikis?
What? Yeah.
You like them?
Isn't that cool?
No, they're great. They're just... Why are you all wearing dashiki? Wait a minute. Did you guys all just watch Black Panther too?
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I meant the Black Panther, the first one.
Oh, no, I just
I
seen
don't
a
mean Black
Black
Panther
Panther. There is a Black Panther watering the ship.
No, I noticed that, and that's horrifying.
I've been meaning to catch it.
Yeah.
But no, I saw the movie too.
Stay off the Marcus Garvey deck.
Yeah.
So I take it from your dress that you guys are similarly pumped about the movie. You must be.
Psyched.
Oh, yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
I mean, I know, Nathan, you kind of just go with whatever anyone else is doing. You're kind of a follower, but...
Yeah. It was a great movie.
Wait, so you did enjoy the movie, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. No, I liked it. I thought it was a cool movie. It was fun to watch.
Okay. You don't really like Marvel movies either, though.
Nah. Like, I mean, admittedly, there wasn't like nearly enough action in it for me.
Are you serious?
I did. Well, there was like the 2 or 3 fights in it,
Yeah.
and the car chase, but like it was all like world building and character development. I don't.
Disgusting. Who needs
I don't
that?
want to see that crap in a superhero movie.
My question is, what's enough action in a movie
Give me a movie.
for you?
Yeah, what movie do we measure the
Well, like-
action levels
like
against?
like an action movie, like Rambo and shit like that. We're just like it's pedal to the metal.
Where you let your bullets do your talking.
You know what I mean? Well, like it's a comic book movie. I want to see like cool shit happening, and cool shit was happening. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted more fights.
This is the dialogue in Nathan's movie. My name is John Rambo. Then cue 2 hours of just guns.
Yeah, problem solved. I'll win an Oscar or something. I don't
We
know.
know a lot about him. His name is John.
Yeah, his name is John Rambo. He has a last name, and he shoots guns. Boom, done. Killed the bad guys.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah, we know he's a violent person. We know he
Yeah.
loves action.
And he hates
We
commies.
know he's serious about getting his family members back.
He must love cats because he just avoided shooting that cat. Do you remember? He shot
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, see, you learn a lot. You have to watch these kind of movies a couple times.
With a critical eye.
Yeah.
The character development. But you enjoyed it. You just don't really care for Marvel movies, so you
Yeah.
say this is better than a standard Marvel movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it more than like the second and third Iron Mans. I didn't really care for those.
Sure. How'd you feel about Captain America?
I never saw the second one, but
You didn't miss anything.
no, I liked. The first one was okay. I think. Oh, it's a toss up. I liked them about the same. The first one and Black Panther, I liked them about the same.
Okay. Malik? Thoughts?
Marvel movies. I'm also not a giant fan of Marvel movies.
Not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh,
Get off my ship.
oh no.
No, the ending of that movie is the best ending to any movie ever.
How does that movie end?
With a Zune.
Oh, all right.
I know you're joking, but like
No, I'm not. I loved
Yeah.
I loved the Zune scene. It was the best part of the whole movie. Best part of the whole Marvel universe, really.
I thought that was like a euphemism.
Nope. It's like better than iPod.
It ended with a bang.
That ended with the Zune.
So Malik, what was that about Marvel movies?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's weird to compare them. Like, of course, I liked Iron Man, and I liked Thor Ragnarok.
I didn't like the first Thor.
I hated all of the Thor movies except for that one.
Yeah.
I hated them all. They're very boring, except for Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
Ragnarok was hilarious and funny and very like maybe I'm a child, but movies that have a lot of color, I'm just like really into. So like they just kept flashing things at me, and I was really into it. And then
Clapping our hands the whole time.
Yeah, seriously. And my boyfriend is in it.
One of them.
One of my very many boyfriends.
Right.
Actually, 2 of my boyfriends are in that movie.
Chris.
Ruffalo.
Okay.
And
Chris Hemsworth?
no.
Loki?
No.
Oh, I like Loki. I think
Give
he's
me a
excellent.
second.
I don't know who else is in it.
He was in...
Digimon Hanzo?
I have so many boyfriends that I forgot his name. He was in Jurassic Park. He was
Pratt.
in...
Chris Pratt?
No. He's
Jeff
in
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Gold. How did I not know that? Of course it's Jeff Gold.
I had such a hard time. So many boyfriends. But, and he's in it too, so fantastic. But,
I haven't seen it.
I think this is like, of top 5 Marvel movies, it's up there.
Black Panther or Thor?
Black Panther.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
It's happening.
No, I like that you brought up the color thing. Like, I thought that some of my favorite parts of Black Panther would work as just, like, digital picture frames.
It was beautiful.
The under area with all the purple and the green or purple.
Oh,
and
the
blue
uranium mine.
Yeah, and then the first time where he sees his dad or whatever in the
in the
vision
that
he
ghost
had.
tree or whatever.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah,
It was
that was good.
So beautiful. I love
When
those
they're
colors.
about to do the like ceremonial like fight thing, and they're looking up of the mountain, and all the people are dressed in all of their different like outfits and colors.
It was a visually impressive movie.
It's beautiful.
I liked it.
Right, girls in their fashion. That's all.
They all just look so cute in their dresses.
No, that's rude. It was just it's just really pretty,
No, it was very
visually pleasing, and they didn't have to do like crazy graphics to make it happen. You just have a bunch of people wearing cool colors, and it works.
Yeah, and the Panther outfits kind of had like a Tron effect once they were down in the. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, the fashion designer really spot on. They needed to get more praise than they got. I think Tim Gunn would be very happy.
It's costume design.
Tim Gunn was really upset they cut him out of the final cut because he was like really important to the story, and then
he had a really big line.
Yeah.
Make it work.
I kind of that's what I was like when the movie ended and all the credits rolled and you saw the clips after. I was just like, but did they make it work?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's just what's keeping it from being the best Marvel movie ever.
Did they though?
Yeah, when he was asking for strength from his dad, they cut over. Just like, what do you think, Tim Gunn, in this spirit plane? But Kane, what did you like? Opening thoughts or summarizing thoughts on the movie? What do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, I was actually going to say that I also agree with the pageantry. And the colors and the costumes. No, the colors. Yeah. Well, I was going to ask actually though. With
guys, watch out! He's in fashionista mode, so he might harshly critique what you're wearing.
Yeah. Oh God.
I got my best dashiki on. There is no critique.
Yeah, she is killing it. She's killing it, Isaac. She's knocking it out.
What about me? What do you think about my outfit?
And on Wednesdays, we wear dashikis.
I'm sorry.
Those things are really expensive, though. So.
I interrupted you. You said you liked the pageantry and what?
Yeah, the scenes you mentioned where he's like sort of communing with his father or the Black Panthers of the past, that kind of reminded you of like Life of Pi. I feel like it kind of...
Oh, wow, yeah, I hadn't thought about that, yeah.
It felt very like cinematic in the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a watercolor or something. I can see what you mean.
Yeah. Which I really liked. And it was actually... Well, I'll just say that, I mean, my general thoughts on the film were, it was amazing, but I was expecting it to be really cheesy and campy, and I saw a lot of, like plot holes or pitfalls of, other areas where other movies had, like, done things poorly, and I felt like this movie didn't fall into any of those traps. So that's, like, one of the things that made me most happy about it is, like, I was expecting to see, like, okay, here's this, like, trap, you're gonna fall into it, and, like, that didn't happen in this movie.
It's gonna grandstand.
Yeah, exactly, and I didn't see that, so I was really happy about that.
And I'd agree with you to a point where, like, all Marvel movies all have kind of cheesy dialogue.
Mm-hmm. But
like,
I mean, they're comic books.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can't really expect, like, highbrow, like, writing between the characters. Because, like, they're funny lines, but, like, when his sister, she's like, what are those? And she's talking about his sandals that are ridiculous. Like, it's a funny scene, but it doesn't feel like... It felt very, like, these are actors doing a thing here.
I agree with you. I thought that the scene where they're talking to the other tribe leader guy, and he says, like, are you done?
Oh, and
that one was like a great example of when I don't like it. Yeah. I liked it when the sister did it. And the sister, I don't know if it's her timing or the delivery or whatever. I liked when she did it as her comic relief. I didn't really like his. And I liked him. Like, I liked the actor and stuff, so I didn't know what it was.
The gorilla guy?
Yeah.
I liked him. He was cool.
I really liked him.
Handsome.
It was something about the timing of it that there was like, oh, yeah, you made this. Yeah. You made it cheesy by doing that. You didn't have to do that. But
that's what just Marvel does that. You know, they have a hard time with their comedy drops or whatever. And I mean, I still enjoyed it and they were still all great. You just have to put it in perspective with Marvel movies.
So, but did you? I mean, while we're talking about M'Baku, what about the part where he goes, "You're like, oh, one more word, and I'll feed you to our dogs so they're going to eat you or something.
He's like,
My children,
He's
yeah.
like, just kidding.
Children.
We're vegetarians.
Yeah. Guys, that's a spoiler. I'm trying to not bring up like specific lines here.
Oh.
Whoops.
Well, I loved it.
It's been 4,000 years. I think everybody's had a chance to see it.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. That was good, and that's what it is. Maybe it's about delivery, and maybe it's about timing. Like, you can only have so many of those, and I guess what they were trying to do with that is lighten the character and make you realize that he's not a bad guy, and they're actually saying it. But I don't know. Probably
I felt like my biggest criticisms of the movie were probably more like pet peeves or like missed opportunities. I felt like that movie specifically, like my biggest thoughts about the movie were just like every time that I was like disappointed or upset, it was just like, oh, this could have been so much better than it was, but like I said, everything that I said, it's not that it wasn't already good. It was already good. Like I said, it could have been a crappy movie in a certain regard, and it completely sidestepped that. So I was like already just happy. I was like, "Yep, it did not do that. That is awesome."
It didn't.
It went right in the direction that it, or in a direction that I didn't expect, which is a different take, especially for Marvel movies.
Right.
I felt like it was not like most Marvel movies in that, especially since like I heard a comment online where someone said that they felt like T'Challa felt almost overshadowed by the other characters in the movies, by their performances.
Not almost.
And I completely agreed with that.
Yeah.
Like, Black Panther was the movie was obviously about Black Panther, but it was also about so many other people that I loved it, because I felt like I almost never see that in any medium, not just movies, not just Marvel movies, but like we're talking about video games, everything. It's like this never happens for some reason. It's like it's always about one person and never about the people who are also just as important.
Yeah.
Well,
the people that make Black Panther powerful.
Exactly. The people who make him powerful.
Or all the
like that,
badass women around him.
Exactly. Message. But it didn't do it in like a preachy way. It wasn't like, oh, we need to, raise up this person or that person. It's like you liked them because they were cool, not because the film thought you should. You know what I mean? So
I agree with you, and this is one of the things I was like really took away from the movies. I guess everyone's seeing this thing, right? It was pretty obvious that man, the women characters were killer in this. They made the movie, right? They were standouts, and I think that it works for the story as well because his job was kind of to be the restrained one. I was bugged by what I felt like was I can't really even evaluate his acting because he's so suppressed. He's so like calm and level, and you only see certain points where he yells. He's just like he's yelling at the guy who lied to him, and
his only weakness is Nakia. The only time you see personality in him is, I guess, when he's incredibly passionate.
Yeah, and I was bugged by that at first, and then I was like, you know what, that makes sense because he's the king. And Malik, I can tell you though, you want to talk more about the women thing, so you want to take that.
Oh yeah, like every single character, like the whole time. I
feel like it'd be sexist for me to comment on that. So you go.
Sexist for you to comment on the women of the movie.
To take that away from you.
No, I think what was sexist is the fact that he told you when you could speak.
Guys, shut up.
Here's your opportunity.
Now you, Malik. Now you speak.
Now me.
Now you are.
Well, now the pressure's on.
Now you are allowed to speak.
No, like, there's a couple times in that movie where I was just, like, tearing up because the women of that movie are just, like, so badass. Yeah. They're just, like, Black Panther is, like, on the ground because he just got, like, blown away by some stupid cannon, and they're, like, getting in the car, and they're like, yeah, I'll catch up. And they're just, like, getting it, and, like, throwing wigs in people's faces and high heels and eyes and stuff, and they're just, like, taking over. And... Right. Like, my favorite scene, spoiler, is near the end where she meets the General Okoye meets, like, her boyfriend. And he's like, you'd kill me? She's like, for Wakanda? Yeah, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then he gets down on his knee, and it's over. And I'm just like, ladies. It was such a good moment.
Hashtag feminism.
Yeah.
Because also, she doesn't... What I liked about her is she was loyal to the king until T'Challa shows up and he's like, I didn't surrender and I'm not dead.
So I'm still
and then she's like, oh shit, I can go be on the side that I want to be on. Right. And then she fucking does it. I've got 1 million things to say about ladies, but I'll pause.
My favorite character was his sister.
Yeah, well,
I mean, in the movie, I think
she's like
Shuri, right?
She's a better Tony Stark.
Right, exactly. She's like,
I'm saying that.
I'm not an alcoholic. And well, actually, before we get off this entirely, there is a Marvel character who was supposed to be. I think it's a black female, right? Who was supposed to be as smart or smarter than Tony Stark. She's
new. She's new.
Is that Miss Marvel or whatever?
No. That's Kamala Khan. This is like a 12-year-old girl. Mm-hmm. I can't remember her name right now, but yeah, she's supposed to be smarter than everybody on the planet.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he's involved in her story at some point.
I have not read it that far.
I think. But she's, a super genius.
She's got a T-Rex friend.
Well, that's a cool
that is,
thing.
Yeah. I wish I remember
T-Rex.
her name now.
Gosh, I can't remember. Dinosaur something.
Mm-hmm. I want that.
Anyways.
Yeah. No, she's super.
Is it Junior? Is it Dinosaur Junior?
No, it's not Dinosaur Junior.
Anyway, so to your point, but so I wouldn't call Shuri the next Tony Stark. Most likely, what they would retcon, and I guess I kind of would hope that they would, is that she's capable of more because of what she's working with. The vibranium, so incredibly powerful, and and not because I have a problem with obviously with her being like smarter than him. It's just that this is his thing, and he's a superhero. She is not a superhero.
Not yet.
You know what I mean?
Not yet. She's got 3 suits made.
Yeah.
So T'Challa took one.
Mm-hmm.
Eric took one.
Yeah.
Well, there's still one left. I'm looking for a queen. Anyways, I think she could do it. She's fucking smart as shit. She can fight. Let's make her queen.
So
You can't have a king and queen unless they're married.
Why don't we just
Monarchy.
So let's not worry about how the monarchy works. They're going to be king and queen, all right?
Nakia would be queen.
Everything's changing.
Also, Nakia would probably beat Shuri in a fight. So
Says who?
I'm just talking.
Nakia's like a badass like social warrior, but like
she's a badass spy. That's her thing.
That's
fighting.
Shuri is like way smarter.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know. And capable. Anyways, I don't want to fight that because they're both really amazing, and I don't want to.
My black girl's more amazing.
Yeah, no, I don't want to fight that. I just mean like what happened was their father died, and T'Challa was the next person in line to take the throne. Mm-hmm. I guess because he's older.
Yeah.
Is that why?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how in the other the plane with the ancestral people. You saw women.
Right.
But I'm not sure they were queens in the sense that they ruled, or this is just where your ancestors go.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I took it to mean the previous Black Panthers. That's what I thought.
Yeah, because they all showed up in the tree as Black Panthers.
Right, you saw a series of Panthers
behind them.
I took that as a subtle hint.
So that would mean that these were female rulers of Wakanda, because the ruler of Wakanda is Black Panther, right?
Sure. I guess it just felt like when everybody was saying whether or not they stand down, whether or not they didn't want to fight T'Challa for the kingdom, it was just men and their sons, except for Nakia, right?
No, there was a woman too.
Yeah, that's right. She had the things. It felt very. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Well, also think about this. Something that actually bugged me a little bit was his royal guard. The people that Okoye, the bald women. They were the best fighters in Wakanda, right? Yeah. And you only have a small group of them. They're all women. You can't be in this group unless you're a woman, which is fine. Unless I'm a guy in this society, I'm like, damn, I'm stuck with this asshole who I can just get a sickle. What's the? Unless
they were just the best fighters, and it's not just you have to be women.
It seems unlikely. Do you even have one guy? You even have one effeminate guy in that group.
They had one. They had one really light skinned girl, and I want to know how she got there.
She's just very light skinned. She's still black.
Well, yeah, sure, but Wakanda has not let any new people in forever. Yeah. They've been very closed off,
right?
And everybody's very dark, and there's one light skinned girl.
Maybe it's just mutation.
Yeah,
natural selection.
Mutants exist in the Marvel universe.
Sure, so she's like the albino black girl.
Exactly. There had to be one.
Yeah.
Where do you think white people came from?
It took a robot to explain it. Thanks, man.
He's not wrong. That's fantastic. Okay. But no, I mean, it seems unlikely that out of, let's say 20 of these Royal Guard people you see, not one is a man, and we just assume that all the best women or best fighters in Wakanda are women? That seems unlikely. It seems like you have to be a woman to be part of this group.
So do you think that it's sort of like affirmative action for women there, in that, like, Okoye isn't actually the best and the strongest fighter, she's just the best and strongest female fighter?
No.
Or do you think she really is?
I want to take a crack at that. I think that it's just a reverse of societal norms. I think Wakanda has a tradition that has exclusively warrior women in this situation, in this, for example, let's just say, like, SEAL Team 6 or something. SEAL Team 6 is always, has a certain character to it, right? In this society, this is the character, is that you have to be a woman in order to be this group. It doesn't mean you can't be an elite male in their society. You just won't be a part of this group. That's all. Well,
the difference with that is, and I get what you're saying is, but the point with Wakanda is supposed to be there's no sexism. Everybody's treated on the same, like, playing field here. We're all the same. The reason why all men are SEAL 6 is because for a very long time we didn't let women in combat positions. And so now, with the coming decades, there would be females on this thing. It just, for a very long time, they weren't allowed to be. So it's either Wakanda is saying there's no dudes, or we're like, you can't have both. There's no sexism and we're all in the same field, or they're all female. I mean, unless we're just going with, like, straight tradition, which is something they totally are about.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's straight tradition. It doesn't have, there's no, like, policy reason other than it's traditional. This is how it's always been done. This is how. So, I mean, in the future, as the movie sort of hints towards the end, things are changing and we likely would see something like that that's different. But I think, as traditional as they are, that's how, how it's always been done. This is how it is done up until this point,
Yes, I would agree with that. That's what I was saying. I think that, so the movie has their top science person, who's basically changed the country, is a woman. Then they have their top general and all their greatest fighters, all women.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I personally, I like the idea that the female warriors.
Oh, I don't remember the name of the group.
That's just Royal Guard.
I don't remember what they were called.
We'll just say Royal Guard. Those
piss off some fanboys now.
I like the idea, and I could believe that they were superior to, or the most elite group of fighters in Wakanda. But I just feel like it would be equally believable that there were, males who were just as talented.
That's what it was. I was saying it bugged me because the idea means they exclude men from this group.
Yeah.
Now, you can explain that away, but it is also like when you won't let a guy in, you just refuse? Why?
And then you wonder if you become part of the Royal Guard because it's in your family line too. Like, your mother was of the Guard, and so now you become that, and that's a thing. But then you're right, are you, at that point, if you're saying that it's only women and these are the only people you can let in, are you then, like, having a less strong Guard because there's dudes that are better fighters, possibly? Not that all these women are badass, and so I don't think that's not that they're at a loss. But if there was a stronger dude and you're like, no, you can't be a part of it because you're a man, what is your loss here? I can't believe I'm arguing this side and I'm really upset about it.
There's change.
So upset about it because they were. I think it was no, it was really to the point though. I mean, it was really striking to see them all in the red and all the females like kicking ass for a male leader. But then you wonder, then, are you doing this just because it's so opposite of what people are used to seeing? Like you said, our biggest military that we're used to are primarily dudes, big dudes coming and doing things. And so, did you pick your head of science and tech to be a lady? Did you pick your all guard to be women just to prove how more evolved this group is?
Now, do you mean the screenplay or the country? Like, within the fiction, did they do this on purpose? Affirmative action. Or do you mean, did the screenwriters do it?
The screenwriters, yeah. Did the movie... I mean, I don't know, because I didn't read the comics, so I don't know if that's how it works in the book, too.
In the lore, that's it.
Okay.
It's true in the lore. They didn't do it for the movie specifically.
Okay. I just wonder if it's just supposed to be like, see, this is the complete opposite of how we live our lives, and that's why it's so much better. I mean, I think it would be, but I don't know if it was done on purpose.
but we still have a man as king, though. Which I think is really where...
Well, I mean, the thing, you gotta have... I mean, that's the only one who could be a leader. I mean, you really want to see him...
They're the only ones that are, smart enough and strong enough to, lead a whole country.
Yeah, I mean, what if, it's that time of the month? It's like, what kind of decisions are they going to make? Their emotions?
Ruled exactly, completely by their emotions. They can't help it.
It'd just be a terrible place to live. Wouldn't you agree, Malik?
I'm sweating.
She's sweating in rage.
There is a literal steam coming out of her ears right now.
But wait, I did want to address something you said. You said there's 3 suits. Wasn't the first suit his original suit?
Yeah, it's his suit.
But it's the one you have to put on,
Yeah, it had that suit, and then there were the 2 other suits, and so there's the one that he picks, and then I guess, does Eric take one of the suits?
Yeah, so Killmonger has the gold one.
The gold one.
And he had the silver one.
Okay.
And the third one would just be his old suit, wasn't it?
But the idea was she designed that not, to give her brother choices, but she didn't know Eric was going to come around and take her suit.
Just call him Killmonger. Stop calling him Eric.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Eric's way less intimidating.
For them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe, I just felt bad for him.
Or at least I'll call him by his slave name. Yeah. Njadaka is his...
Sorry.
It was, right? It was Njadaka?
Njadaka, I think.
Okay.
I did like him, though. He was cool.
Well,
fantastic. Again, one of the standout performances.
I just did not like his Cheeto hair.
Oh, really?
I loved it.
I liked it. I wish I could pull that look off.
I was like, man, I wish I could do that.
And, be super fucking jacked.
I mean, the daishikis are, something else, but
I like when he braided it back, but that weird, when he was in the museum and he had, up a pineapple.
Oh, yeah, the pineapple
Cheeto hair. I didn't care for it. Anyways, that's not what's important.
That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about pineapple Cheeto hair.
No, I did feel like there was more character development given to Michael B. Jordan's character than Boseman's character, right? And I thought that was you've developed so much feeling for the bad guy.
Yeah, like that scene where he does the spiritual thing and he talks to his dad in the apartment. I was like, oh man, I kind of want him to win.
Yeah. Right? The movie opens... Oh, God, I gotta stop spoiling things. But I'm just saying that, they give you so much character development and, how sad Killmonger's, history is. Yeah. It really makes you empathize with him. And I'm glad they did it because I think it was, you made the character so three-dimensional. Yeah. But it hurts you to see him fail, even though he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he was, the bad guy. And even when, he was the king and he was, a scumbag and stuff like that, you're like... I mean, he's helping everybody out. He's just going about it the wrong way.
And I think I really dig it for that sense that he's not really a bad guy, just like nobody's really a bad guy in real life.
To them.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, to everybody.
To themselves, you mean. Nobody considers themselves the bad guy.
I just mean, anytime somebody makes a poor choice, so sure, he's killed, I don't know, how many people, his girlfriend, he was
right? He had a couple kills.
You're dead now. Everybody's dead.
Killmonger?
Killmonger, yeah. He had a few.
That's his name.
It's not Eric.
He mongs kills.
Yeah. I just, the reason why he was doing it wasn't wrong, right?
The problem is it's hard to separate his reasons because he's got more than one, right? One of them is just anger at the world.
Revenge. So. Yeah, but I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, and so I think the reason why he was a really good quotation marks bad guy is because he's every bad guy. There's always, when you get down to their character, you find something about their troubled past, and it doesn't excuse it or make it okay, but you're not oh, they were just, evil. They were born evil. No, they had to deal with some stuff, and so did Eric.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of... Anyway, that was kind of
like the idea of where is evil live, right? Yeah. What is what makes a person evil?
Nothing.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, well, that's
I'm not going to open that, but...
Yeah.
That's one of the points that I think they go into in Iron Man 1 and stuff, that he makes his own enemies. Tony Stark made, he made the Mandarin, he made, I can't remember the guy from the second movie. He was the one who sold people his weapons, and now they're using them against the world, so it was his fault, and he created the problem. Same with this. Any good villain, I think, you have to have a reasoning that isn't, I want to take over the world, ha ha ha! No, he needs to have some sort of reason to do what he does. Magneto is a murderer and a demented kind of ruler, but for his people, for mutants, he's the savior, right? I mean, he's looking out for them, and rightly so. They are persecuted wrongly and discriminated against and things like that.
what happened to him and his family and all that.
So he's a Jew.
Yeah.
So there's like, it doesn't excuse it, but it does. I think it makes for a really good quotation marks bad guy when he's real.
Stop quotation marks. He picked a woman up by her throat.
Sure.
Yeah, he was a bad guy.
He slit her throat. Like, he looked at everybody and then slit her throat.
Oh, different girl. I was talking about when they went. He said to burn all the plants.
Oh, yeah.
He picked up the old lady by her throat.
Oh, true that. Yeah.
He doesn't have any respect for authority. Yeah. He didn't grow up with a dad.
Because he was born in Oakland.
Speaking of villains, though, I really did like Claw in that movie.
Yes.
Andy Serkis's character. I gotta say, my friend that I saw the movie with, I said to him, I'm really enjoying this villain. I'm just like, but he can't really be like the main guy, can he? Like, this guy's not the threat of the movie. Right. But I mean, I really enjoyed him. I was just like, man, this guy's fun. Like, I'm enjoying this. Like,
I liked him. He was cool.
his pure. It was good because you had Killmonger, who was, a more cerebral and more empathetic character that was a much more complex villain, and then you sort of juxtapose against him, who's almost like this cartoon villain, right?
Yeah, like chaotic evil.
Yeah, exactly, chaotic evil. Like,
no idea what his motive is. Like,
what is he even trying to do?
I think he was just like sold weapons and shit. Like,
it was a ridiculous thing. He was going to trade the vibranium for a suitcase full of diamonds.
I want all of the diamonds.
Well, but they kind of implied that his motivation was racial too, and he was kind of a racist.
Yeah, because he called them savages twice, which I thought was so over the top.
Yeah.
So was he sort of like
once is enough?
Some sort of like I don't know, like white nationalism or something? I don't know. Like, it was just like, all right, we get it. I don't know. Maybe.
I think he was just like a scumbag. He was just a dick.
He was like a troll. Like, I don't even know if he actually thought that like they were savages in the like racist sense, or he was just like, what's the most offensive thing I can say? Because I'm a crazy guy.
Maybe it's just some sort of weird conspiracy. He was like, it's the Jews.
The lizard people.
Exactly.
He's like, well, yeah, there's crocodile over in Manhattan. He's a lizard man. Yes.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's a different movie.
That's DC. Right?
How
I thought Crocodile was Spider-Man.
Let's just keep moving.
Kind of wondering. We were talking about
there is
what is that lady's name? The general's name. What was the general's name?
Okoye,
yeah. Her. I feel like I kind of want to see like how she would deal with Storm. Like, in the comic books,
the X-Men mutant Storm. That's what you're talking about.
Well, the problem is,
I
think
a bunch of rain and lightning.
If Storm couldn't use her abilities, I think Okoye would kick her ass.
Yes,
but like, Storm is Storm.
Wait, why is this a question? Why is this coming up? What does that have to do with anything?
Because
I just think it's cool.
Well, Storm was,
and I want to talk about it.
Because Storm was supposed to be married to T'Challa.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what Okoye would do against Secret Squirrel. You guys have any input on that?
I think it's a little bit more related.
How so?
Because I said T'Challa was married to Storm.
But he wasn't married to Okoye, so...
They don't get married till like later.
Okay, see, I understand. Because...
Nakia versus Storm would make sense.
Okay, I guess because, like, Strongest Warriors? I don't know, you're right, maybe it's not
but she couldn't...
loosely related.
She's not like a fighter, though.
Nakia is a fighter!
She's
absolutely.
She's more of, like, infiltrate and, take over. She definitely kicked ass.
I don't understand the death battle comparison between Storm and Okoye. I'm just going to say that. That doesn't make sense.
I just want to see those two kick ass. They both kick ass. I want to see them do it to each other.
I wonder what Okoye would do against Chitara. Thundercats.
Wait. But Storm's at least Wakandan, right? She's supposed to be?
No, she's not Wakandan.
No,
she's from a different...
No.
So they just
marries him.
met, and it's a thing.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
Yeah. She is African, but she's not.
Yeah, she's like an African princess or queen or something.
I don't remember.
I actually think that Okoye would win, though. Because, like, I feel like Storm would just,
without
like,
her
get
powers,
tired.
Yeah.
No, even if she had her powers. I feel like, she totally would, because she would do something really dramatic, and then, she would totally, like think it out. She would just, like, wait for her to exhaust herself, and then just knock the shit out of her.
You know Storm can make hurricanes, right?
You're talking like Storm, not Halle Berry.
I'm telling you. All right, Storm
I'm telling you, you're full of crap.
super overconfident. No. She would be super overconfident. She would be like,
she wouldn't. She's always so confident.
Storm.
Okay, so let me just make one argument. Let me just make one argument against you. Okoye always carries a metal rod.
Yes. which she would just throw at her instantly and kill her. She would impale her right away.
All right. So one thing I did want to say was I really liked the fight scenes in this movie. Nathan, you said that they were too sparse or something, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But did you think they were good fight
Oh no,
scenes?
I loved them. Like when he fights Eric.
Stop! Oh my god, killing me.
But no, that scene. Both of the trial, like the rite, whatever it's called. Both of those fight scenes on the ritual, yeah. Both of those fights I thought were really, really good. Like I like those better than his fight at the end.
Yeah, the fight at the end wasn't that great.
I'd like to say that I really liked.
Except it was pretty, but
yeah, of course. But I really liked the male heads and the male thigh scenes. Like, those are the best part of the fight scenes.
You mean of any movie, right?
Yeah, when he's just like, okay, now surrender, and his head was between his thighs. It was perfect.
I get it. I was actually thinking, though, the scene where they're fighting in South Korea in that bar, and they say, like, there's a bunch of guards. I was comparing that to Force Unleashed. Wow, I was thinking The Last Jedi, the throne room scene. And I was thinking about why I liked the fight in Korea in the bar versus Last Jedi, and I was actually thinking it was actually a bit of suspension of disbelief with the bar in Black Panther. They were cutting the camera angle so you couldn't see really where the henchmen were coming from. You could kind of see what the characters were doing.
Yeah.
And the guards were split up. So it would make sense that they could go through this whole room and like beat people who were armed, because you can't really tell if they would have seen them, if they were ready, and where they were coming from. But in the throne room scene, they were doing that thing that you hate in fight scenes where the guards are surrounding you and they just wait their turn to fight. And it's like, oh, God, this kills it. Like, they're not really fighting all of you. They're fighting each of you one after the other.
Yeah.
And in this scene, because of the way the camera's moving and the way that they're cutting and the way that people are moving, not only are they doing a great job of moving between the characters so you can see what each one is doing, I can believe this could happen. Because they're all, like, supremely good fighters. They're all rushing towards them, but they're in different places in the room.
And you have to deal with other people that are there. Whereas, like, the
crowd.
With the Star Wars movie, it was just them and
the guards, whatever.
The guards, yeah.
Guards.
So, like, having to deal with all of the Korean people in the room and the furniture and all the other stuff that takes place, it makes it feel more real. That helps.
Right, exactly. I agree with you. So there's, like, reality to this fight scene. And you can see the choreography. I mean, if you're really, like, you care or you wanted to, like, do anything, you could see the choreography that's going on in the fight scene. But it's a more believable fight because of all these obstacles and stuff. It would make total sense that they could take out all these armed guards. You know what I mean? It's possible. Versus that scene which everyone lost their minds over and I did not think was good. The best thing about Last Jedi's fight scene was when people would put music to it that wasn't the original music.
Like Dirty Dancing.
Like Dirty Dancing's, Time of My Life. That was fantastic. But in general, I just did not care for it. I don't know why people lost their minds over it. Anyway.
No, I really enjoyed that scene just for how much, like, this was another example of what Kane was saying. It was just like the women are just, like, taking it in the... He goes up to deal with the circus. That's the actor's name.
Right. So Claw.
Claw.
Yeah.
And gets his ass kicked. Like, he throws an ATM in his face and then he gets thrown on the ground. And the women are just, like, stealing the show. Killing all the other not killing all the Americans, but knocking all the other Americans out. Also, I thought that was funny. They're counting the Americans and they look over and there's Martin Freeman. And they're like, that's 7 Americans. Martin Freeman's super British.
Yeah, and you had a problem with his accent.
I did. I had I know he probably did fine, but because every other movie I've seen Martin Freeman in, he's got that, like, really cute British accent. And I'm just like, what is this? What is this weird, like, it's not even, it wasn't completely regional U.S. accent either. Like, they kept giving him something, and I'm like, what? Martin Freeman, what were you going for here?
But I also feel like this bias that you're talking about is the same bias that people have when Americans try to do any other accent. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're close, or whatever. Oh, it was so bad, or whatever. And it's like, if you hadn't told them this was an American person, this person probably wouldn't have even known or said anything. But they're biased against it, and they don't want to accept that this guy did a killer English accent.
I mean, sure, he did better than I could do a British accent. Because all I could say is, what?
Whoa, holy cow, are you British?
Wow, Malik's been British this whole time.
Oh, wow, I knew it.
So, so he's superior in every way to me, but I don't know, you hear Daniel Radcliffe do an American accent, it's terrible.
I think Radcliffe's is worse, though, than Martin Freeman's was. Sure. I think Freeman, I wouldn't have... I think if I just watched this movie, I wouldn't have known.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I thought it was, he sounded weird, but...
There's a possibility...
sounded weird.
Okay. There's a possibility...
just, off, you know what I mean?
There's a possibility I would have said, there's something about the way he's speaking.
It's because it was slightly accented, but with an accent that I didn't recognize.
Maybe it was a hodgepodge. Maybe it was several.
Yeah, it's you're not from New York. You're not from anywhere in the South, but this isn't completely regional. There's something wrong with this accent.
Like when Americans try to do a BS British accent. It's just British.
They always know because there's so many different regions and they can pick it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the exception being Hugh Laurie. His spot on. It's perfect.
It was really great. But he had
was.
10 years to do it, though, right?
He must have done non-regional dialectic coaching for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nathan,
reporters.
You saw those jokes about Freeman and Serkis were the token.
Oh yeah, they were the token white guys because they were on Lord of the Rings.
I thought that was clever.
So Serkis can only be ridiculous characters, right? So he's Gollum, he's Claw. What else has he been in? Because he's just this ridiculous human being.
I don't know.
I feel like he was in a movie where he was actually playing a pretty normal guy, and he did a really good job. But
you just want to be boyfriends with Andy Serkis.
I thought he did a really great job. I was really impressed with, like I said, I don't think I had a problem with anyone's acting in this movie.
He was in this new Star Wars. He was in the Star Wars movie. Sorry.
Which one? Oh, he was in the first one, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the people who was after Solo?
Yeah.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Oh, in all of the Planet of the Apes movies, which I love.
He's just good. I liked it. And by the way, I know we said this already, but I really I felt like I didn't get to say enough about how Boseman's Black Panther, I'm more excited to see him in something else where he can be a little bit less restrained or something. Because I was into the moments that he lost his cool. And he could actually start shouting. Because I was just into that. And since he's the main character, supposedly, of the movie, I wanted to see a little bit more of that.
Well, he'll probably get to go off the rails in Infinity War, you know what I mean? Because then he's protecting Wakanda at that point, so maybe he'll go nuts then.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you each something then.
Yes, Kane. What is that?
Ask away.
So I want to know what everybody's gripes with the movie were. If you could make the movie better, or something that you specifically would, like I said earlier, was a sort of a missed opportunity, what do you think that you would change or that you would have addressed about the film?
Just
one thing.
Lose the story, more action.
No names, only bullets and babes.
Bullets and babes, yeah, you know what I mean? He's got those claws, never really used them. He could have been slashing through town.
Exactly.
So, Nathan,
wait, when you said he's got those claws, are you talking about Panther or Claw?
Anyway, so Nathan, your critique is you wish that Michael Bay had directed it.
Yes. If he was fighting and he's he's starting to lose a bit and he's like, Optimus, I need your help. Right. And then, Optimus Prime comes down and fights.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia freaking beef comes in.
Shia's the beef.
This movie was missing the beef.
Yeah. Can you imagine the kind of nuts people would go if he gets saved by another Black Panther and he takes off his hat and it's Shia LaBeouf?
No.
He's like, T'Challa, do it!
I mean, they should have, because they were throwing a whole bunch of old memes in there, so they should have had to do it.
He's losing a fight. He's losing the fight with M'Baku. He goes to, the spirit realm to seek, guidance. And that's the Black Panther who gives him advice.
He's like, can I talk to my dad or anyone that's not Shia LaBeouf?
Yesterday, you said today.
Yeah, right? So I'm imagining Shia LaBeouf, prowling along the branches like a panther.
100% he would have done that if approached.
Yeah, preening himself like a cat.
Yeah. He's like, for free, I would have done this.
They're like, Shia, we really don't need you in this movie. No, I'll climb up in the tree and everything, and you let me know if I should be a Black Panther.
They weren't originally going to have panthers in that scene. They had to go over him and just cut him out of it.
Could not keep him off set.
Yeah. He keeps getting up in that fucking tree.
And kept spraying him with a water bottle. Yeah. Get out of here.
Get down. Shia's a method actor. He misread Black Panther. That is a literal movie.
It was in his contract. I can't.
He's in the tree. We can't.
Every Black Panther needs a White Panther.
No.
Just sort of carry on the scene. He's not gonna. He might meow a couple times, but we'll add like a, I don't know,
It's harmless.
a crescendo or something. I don't know.
We'll put a sick hip hop beat
to cover his the sound of him lapping up that milk from the dish. Anyway, so
it's a silly tangent.
We went a while on that one. Malik, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think I was really in love with it. Just for, like I said before, hashtag Black Girl Magic. It was beautiful for that. But I guess I would have liked to have seen. No, I mean, you'd have to change the whole movie. The only thing that I think they could have done better is that the Black Panther was a woman. So I think they did a good job. They put all the ladies in the proper power things, but still below a dude. And the only way to make that better is to make them superior. And
why do we have to make it a woman movie, though? I don't understand that.
They don't have to. I'm just saying my preference.
So
we made all the best characters women, and that's not enough for you.
Well, all the best characters that are still supporting a man.
Holy shit! Go back to the mascara. Get the fuck out of here.
It's because they're raising his kids, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's dead. Let's bring this flower to the next strongest man.
Okay, that did bug me a little bit.
Yeah. You could take it, and you could take it. No, I can't. No, I can't. Let's give it to that strong man.
Yeah, they did try to explain that away.
I didn't feel like that was the case. I mean, I felt like it made sense given the company. Had the general been there, I'm sure she would have been like all on board. She would have been like, oh, no, give it to me. I mean, it was just the fact that
she wouldn't have been because that's not her role.
No, but I mean, she wouldn't have had any, reason to step away from that.
You mean if she wasn't a general?
Correct. Well, if she wasn't, if she hadn't made the decision that she had made, let's say that. Oh. I feel like she would have been all about it. And that's actually what I was thinking at the time, as I was thinking, God damn, it sucks that she's not here, because she would not have any problems with this. Like, she would be the one to step up.
I thought that was flimsy. It was flimsy that none of them could do it, and they couldn't just get like.
Not us.
I mean, you said something about Shuri. Clearly, she could fight. I mean,
she could fucking.
She's of royal blood. That was flimsy, but
I didn't get that at all. I mean, I feel like they. In the comics, I think they sort of suggest that she had used the Black Panther suit in the past and whatnot. But even at the end, she feels like an engineer who was put into a combat situation, and she does well. Sure. But as a mechanic, or as a scientist, or as an engineer,
you mean in that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
but she's also only supposed to be 16.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about it, is they didn't try to make her. You know what I'm saying? She had a clear. Yeah, she was not. Yeah. T'Challa 2 or anything like that. Yeah. She was who she was, and she stepped up where she could, but I mean that was not what she was supposed to be doing. And his girlfriend said the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, Nakia. She's like, oh well, you could do this, and she's like, I'm a spy. Like, that was exactly it. She's not in the same role as T'Challa was.
Right.
She can't fill his shoes in that way.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was the difference.
You can't fill his shoes, but neither could M'Baku.
Well, I think the statement was
he wasn't planning on.
No, but they were bringing it to him, hoping that he would. They were like, oh, who's the next person that we could get to fight Eric? We'll bring this guy in.
Did they? I thought they were just trying to get T'Challa because he happened to be there.
Well, they didn't know that. They didn't
know he was there. They were going to M'Baku to give him the Black Panther.
Because they thought that he could fight Eric.
Oh, is that what it was?
Killmonger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so...
I didn't see that. I thought it was...
No, and then surprise, he was like, I'm not going to take it, which I thought was a total cool move. Yeah. He could have just been like, ow, thank you.
No, that guy deserves like a real good seat in the council now. Like higher up than the other people.
He's like...
insane.
Yeah.
Wait, but when...
He wanted to become king, and then when he was given the opportunity, he turned it down. What a bro.
Because he knew... Cool. Because he knew that T'Challa was over there like chilling on some ice.
Yeah, but he could have just taken it.
Yeah, here was his opportunity to take it over, but his sense of not just loyalty, but like he felt he owed it to him, his honor, which was like super baller. But the women brought it to him in hopes that he'd be able to do it.
And fight Killmonger,
but they had plenty of other like really badass women that could have done it.
I don't read the situation. I thought, like I said, they just happened to be there because when he did it, it actually made me feel like because you remember when his group showed up and he encountered them or whatever. I thought my thought was, oh shit, now they're in trouble because like they're on his property now, kind of thing.
Nakia's defense or rebuttal to that idea that she could become Black Pantheress is that she's not a leader. She said, I have no army. I'm not.
She doesn't have an army, but she's definitely a leader. She was in there ready to infiltrate. It's like the Boko Haram kind of stuff, right? That's what she was doing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
She was in there trying to free these women. She is a leader. She just doesn't see herself as one, which is also why she doesn't want to be queen.
Hey,
she didn't want to stay in Wakanda.
You can't force a woman to do anything, okay? She doesn't want to.
Yeah, why are you trying to impose all these roles onto this strong black woman?
I just mean that she is a leader. She just didn't see it in herself.
No, I think the statement that the movie was making is that Black Panther is a specific... Like, there's a reason he's Black Panther. It's not about gender. It's not about, him being bigger because he won the fight against M'Baku without his powers.
All these women had to remind him.
One other thing I feel like I should point out, too, is that...
The movie's not sexist. This movie is not sexist.
It's not. No, it's not. I'm just saying that he was totally for the Wakandan way, and it's people like Nakia who are like, but we can't just keep ignoring all this shit that's happening. She and eventually Eric are the people that get him to be like, okay, we can't just sit here in our palace with all our resources and not help our people.
And his friend, by the way. I'd just like to point that out. Remember the guy,
the Black Mirror guy,
Wakabi, something like that.
Yeah,
the one with the rhino.
Yeah. The guy who was
God, I wish I could remember people's names.
Jesus. It's like Wakabi or something. It's something like
that guy, that dude. I actually thought he made good points and whatnot. That he was also of that mind. He wasn't aggressive like Eric was, but he was just like Killmonger. Actually, I'm kind of that. And even from the beginning of the movie, we're all
he's
really
a comic book villain.
We're really close to him. I don't know why you don't feel it in your heart,
Eric,
to treat him like a human being, but. Even from the beginning of the movie, he pretty much let everyone know his feelings. He was like, no, this is how I feel about this.
Yeah, and when I watched it the second time, they did do a more foreshadowing of him, disagreeing with T'Challa.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but I would almost argue that it's sexist against men. Men's rights movement here.
Here we go.
Yes, we need more of that voice.
Am I right?
I'm so glad you're here to represent.
I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying it is definitely not sexist against women. They were just saying that he is the ruler of Wakanda. They wanted him back, and if they couldn't have him, they were going to get a different king to be there.
Sure, but he would have been a completely different king. Their ruling style was
clearly
different.
An honorable one.
Yes, we do find that out. But I don't know if it's clear that he is that kind of guy until we get to that point. Maybe they've always known it, and that's something the audience isn't cued in on, but it seemed that he wasn't.
But he was still one of the tribespeople. They just kind of, for some reason, were exiled, I guess?
No one had been there in centuries or whatever.
Right. Well, you have to imagine they're still not... I mean, he was allowed to come in there. They didn't attack him or anything. So he's still one of the Wakandans. They're just kind of...
It's not listed as part of the 5 tribes.
But he is one of the tribes of Wakanda. That's why they know about them at all. I mean, otherwise they would have just...
He was the old king's kid, right? Is that...
No, a different tribe. It was just And to your point, Kane, that leads into what I was going to say, which is one of the things I would have... I don't even know if I would say it changed it, but... So the original comic books, I'm sure, and the little bit I've seen of them, are reminiscent of, the civil rights movement and coming back to the homeland and all this stuff, and the idea of a super advanced African culture that developed entirely separate from European culture, and they're not slaves, and all this stuff. So there's a reason that you have all these throwbacks to the tribalism and all this stuff, right? The African culture. But part of it, though, when you see these hyper advanced people, upsets me, and I get why, because they're staying true to the comics, but they had something that was a cannon that could destroy a tank, they said, that was a spear. And you got the people with obelisks, you have the dusty market.
Or the skyscrapers, but with the side of branches coming over. Yeah. So it's glass, 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 and then suddenly branches and trees, and then glass, glass, glass.
We can repair a person's spinal injury, and we have cannons that use some sort of energy, and tunnels that use maglev. But also rhinos for battle. Yeah. I mean, what is that?
The battle rhinos are really cool.
Yeah, they're badass. And cute.
What is the...
They gave kisses.
What is the callback? When do we ever do a callback for a European? How far back do we go? Just cowboys, right? Like, if we ever actually, like, bring up, like, white
European
culture... you're right, Western, sorry.
Well, I think it's really hard because it's so
pervasive.
I think it's so pervasive. Yeah, exactly. When you talk about, like, chivalry and, like, the order of battle, like, how much of that has come from, like, white culture that's so ingrained that we don't even notice when it's being brought up regularly. And maybe I'm being naive when I say that. I feel like
no, I guess
it's
that's
so
true.
common that we don't recognize it as like, ugh, this is such a throwback to the 1500s because it's just been a part of the culture for so long.
Yeah, I think there probably is evidence of that. And one of the things I would say, for example, is if you look at, like, for example, like Star Wars, right? Like, what's the point of a lightsaber? It's not more efficient than a gun, right? Like, any sort of laser weapon just would be more efficient. It's like, it doesn't make sense to use a sword. You know what I mean? But the sword is like oh well, this is cool. It has this whole, like, traditional element to it. This, like, sort of chivalrous element,
Yep.
like, I'm a knight, right? This kind of thing. It's either, like, samurai or European
You
or
are
something
a knight.
like
You're
that.
a Jedi Knight.
Yeah, a Jedi Knight. It's not, you know, that's not, like, tribal or whatever, but it is sort of like a throwback to ancient tradition, right? That's what that is. You know, they modernize it, but that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's not different with Wakanda. You know, some of these things. It's like a throwback. It's like, yeah, we're just sort of paying respect to, or this throwback to, like, ancient tradition.
Also,
I guess that's true, but what we're doing is we're saying we are equating this hyper advanced African society to being tribes. We are saying that's what it is because they're from Africa and they're, you know, whatever, and that's what we think of them as. But we don't. I just don't feel like it's a one-to-one trade when you watch, you know, throwbacks to white people, because the Middle Ages and knighthood is already way more advanced than African tribes. So it's like,
Yeah.
But I'd also say, one, they are super advanced in technology. So Wakanda has been there for a very long time. So they're also, like, to assume that they've been cut off from the rest of the world, I think would be incorrect in the seeing how everything else plays out. As far as, like, okay, our tribe system is working in these ways, and we can see how it's not working in other ways. Because if they're, like, fucking having conversations with, like, a little bead, and you can see their face, and we're still using iPhones. Like, they've been watching other people's societies for a very long time. So I think they're keeping the parts of their society that's working, and keeping the ceremony and the tradition, without keeping any of the, like, barbarianism that comes with being unevolved. Does that make sense?
yeah, sure.
That's it.
I think that they are keeping some of the barbaric elements or whatever, but I don't think that that's necessarily, like...
We decide our leaders by ritual combat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, obviously that whole...
barbaric, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, picking the Black Panther, I mean, there was nothing sort of, like, logical about that, really, or whatever.
I mean,
I don't
you
know,
still
like,
have a
more
king.
modern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, I mean, I know a lot of people who were actually pretty upset or thought it was kind of stupid the way that Killmonger infiltrates their society based on
Who?
their rules. based on their sort of tradition. He's able to exploit their tradition for
Sure.
his own ends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could say that, and I think that is reflective of, you know,
Which
the
is-
sort of
You're right.
holes of
I'm
the
going to walk
system.
in.
It's also something I was interested in to
But
talk
laws
about.
and stuff, all these things need to change. I mean, the society has to update, right? And that was kind of the point of the movie. But go ahead.
Yeah, but well, that works when you don't allow outsiders.
Yep,
when it's that.
exactly.
But I was interested in one of the ideas of the story being this American kid or half Wakandan kid comes in and basically upsets everything. And what does that say about Africans living outside of Africa? Like,
Right.
as a statement to those people. Like, where do you belong? He's an outsider who comes in and fucks shit up.
Yeah.
Like, he's not accepted. He's not one of them. Not just because from blood, but obviously he is. But he doesn't know the culture, doesn't know how any of the stuff works. And
I think I could spend another full hour talking about the statements made from Killmonger being an American and
Eric,
Who?
Killmonger being an American and just the colonialism and everything that
Yes.
they nod at and they don't want to, like, go too hard on. But they made so many statements about that just with the way that was
when he
working. Their
dies, when he
relationship.
says my ancestors,
Right.
well, his ancestors are also Wakandan.
Right. Well, I mean,
he's talking about his American.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, that's why they're claiming all these people in so many different countries. It's a statement about that. But we don't have that time, so I won't. Actually, I do have one more thing, Kane, to your point. One more thing I want to say about the movie. Sorry, Nathan. One more thing I wanted to say that bugged me about it was, very quick, the ethics of Wakanda. I know this is getting a little deep too, where they weren't involved. They decided to be isolationists and not be involved with the world at all. And they keep bringing up that's a mistake. But let's really dig down and talk about how fucked up that is. Yeah. World War I and World War II, they were like, nah.
I'll be alright.
What the fuck? Yeah. You're just gonna let Hitler do this? You're just cool?
Well, let's see how this plays out. Let's just...
It's fine. Let the white people kill each other.
There's no way he's gonna kill all the... Oh, man.
Well, I think...
This is getting bad.
Yeah, Stalin and Mao.
I feel like the example they give in the movie is enough. People were dying every day, just like, not even like in major wars, just like casually being murdered for just being black. And Wakanda was just like... That's not our business.
Well, and also, they're an elevated society, right? That's one of the things that we're talking about. They're so advanced. Killmonger nails it. Didn't all life start here? Are all people your people? Like, I just think that that's absolutely where you would eventually go. Any elevated society would eventually say, this is fucked up. It doesn't matter what the color of their skin is or if they're from Africa recently. These are people. We shouldn't let them let them be massacred en masse when we can stop this.
Just going to say that one thing that did bug me about the movie, that I just would have wanted to see them go into more, was just, I felt like the resource vibranium, it was sort of like a catch-all for like every circumstance that was problematic. You know, it's like, oh, well, how does Wakanda have all this money? Vibranium. What's the suit made out of? Vibranium. You know, like, what does it shoot? Vibranium. Like, how am I able to treat his wounds? Vibranium. And it's like, you know, what color eyes? You know, like, do I have to tell you what his eye color is? I mean, this is
the color of vibranium.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they do the same thing in Avatar, right?
It's what my spirit animal is. I mean, it's like, I really...
How is Stanley still alive?
If it's vibranium, it's woven into... It's the answer to life and everything about the universe.
But it is like an important thing in the Marvel universe, because that's what Captain America's shield is made of.
Yeah, it comes back. But the thing is, if this is so core to the society, right, like everything is so like wrapped up in this, I really would like to know some more specifics about how this works. I really would like to know
about it.
Yeah, like what is the proper...
How did Captain America get the vibranium for his shield? You steal that from black people?
Yeah.
Yeah, calling it.
100%.
Another reason why I hate Captain America.
But anyway, that's just one thing that bugged me about it. It's just I really wanted to know, because I just felt like that they use that so much. I mean, it's like, it's not entirely that's not believable to me. It's just that I would have wanted to know more about it, since it's so like wrapped up in the society. You know what I mean? It's like, can we talk about this more? Can we?
So you're saying that like 3-minute animated part at the beginning wasn't enough backstory for you on the vibranium? The idea that it was just gifted to the planet.
Yeah, it's just here now. Anyway, here's the movie.
The arms touched each other and the tribes, and that was enough.
Yeah. Vibranium, that's how it works.
I feel like
maybe a 5-minute animated.
I feel like most people don't want like a physics lecture on how vibranium works.
They're also not, androids, so...
Yeah, true.
It doesn't even need to be like a lecture. Like, the little intro cartoon they show on Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Like that for vibranium. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
a little DNA.
Yeah, like a little animated vibranium crystal.
To the same point, then I'd
like a TED Ed video.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I'd like an animated video on how their economy works, as they don't trade with anybody.
I was thinking the same thing.
So they must not have any money because they don't have any resources other than vibranium. So they just exist on trade.
Well, they also eat vibranium, so you really don't need
True.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, they were brushing with it. That's how they got those, spotless white teeth.
Yeah.
I mean,
they use it for razors, shave their heads.
It must be communistic, right? Or is that right? Communistic? What is it? Because
collectivist.
Yeah, because in the idea that there's towers, but then there's also people who are drying skins out in the fields.
Right.
So they're just cool. Like, yeah, this is my job. I just like kill animals and hang their skin out to dry. And I create fashion in the city. And that's fine. And we're totally cool and it's super chill.
But do they actually have doctors? Or do you like walk into a doctor's office and you're like, hey, I've got athlete's foot. And they're like, hey, just rub some vibranium on it.
There you go. Exactly.
It's actually just that dust that we keep seeing when they zoom into the city is just vibranium. So you don't have to go to the doctor. So you breathe it in.
Yeah, that's why they don't clean up the city. It's just vibranium dust.
See, now guys, that's all just hype from the vibranium lobby. One thing they don't tell you about is all the fibrosis that people are coming down with.
I've got the black lung. It means something different.
Okay, it's coming.
Yeah, no, but I really do. I need to get back to some maintenance.
Maintenance. You act like you're working today?
I've watched him. He just thumbs through a magazine. And,
no, listen, Nathan won't stop going around breaking things.
What?
I got him a golf club, and then I thought he was gonna use the driving range, but no,
I don't know what a driving range is, but I have this golf club, and there are just so many vases around. I had to smash them.
Stop smashing my vases!
Why do you have so many vases?
There are people like me who just love vases. There are dozens of
There's
us.
never any plants in them. They're just empty vases, and I'm glad you're smashing them.
There's about to be a golf club in the next one I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a game.
Yeah.
Yay.
Which is So I'm working on a Choose Your Own Adventure book, and yeah. So if I could give you like the little test version of it,
Okay.
really quick. You can think of it kind of like Dragon's Lair. You guys remember that game in arcades?
No.
Yeah, I remember it.
Well, anyway, so basically you'd start playing, and then you would have to choose something like a decision left or right, forward, back. You'd have to choose the doors or whatever, and then invariably, almost every decision kills you. Let me go through this really quick with you guys, because obviously we've been doing this way too long already. But yeah, so let me set up the scene here. So it's the three of you. You can imagine it's just you guys. It's you.
So this is like a choose your own adventure?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you this scenario, and you guys can tell me and try to survive.
Do we have to agree?
No, you can go on different paths.
Okay, cool.
But that will make it longer.
All right, so we'll come to a consensus.
Okay.
So,
I'm playing as chaotic good.
Oh, chaotic chaos.
You guys don't need to do that. Stop rolling stats.
I can't. I have the dice.
Chaotic chaos is a thing.
Unlawful good.
Sure.
All right, so the three of you find yourselves on adjacent tables in a hyper-advanced medical bay. Various automated single-purpose robots buzz around the room.
There's too many big words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a big arm on a table, just like moving around, prodding things. And
okay.
You hear like the futuristic noises around you. Okay. Super white room.
Perfect.
Because that's more futuristic. And so there's the three of you on adjacent medical tables, and then there's other organisms, aliens to you, also in this room.
So we're laying on the tables.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You just came to.
Just came to on a table.
Are we able to move our arms and legs?
Let me finish. So, in the center of the room is an array of monitors with green scrolling text and some alien language. So, immediately after scanning the room and detaching yourselves from the tables and tubes that you were connected to, you notice a light above one of the beds on the opposite side of the room changes from green to red. Mm-mm. As this happens, a large needle emerges from the base of this table and injects itself into the inhabitant, the alien. It injects a black liquid into its body. The humanoid creature's breath becomes ragged and then stops entirely. Now, you guys are standing in front of your respective tables.
Are we naked?
And you know you're all wearing clothes.
Okay, good.
And
I get naked.
This is not how this works.
I rolled.
You have to roll to get naked.
Roll initiative.
Take initiative to get naked.
So the tables from which you came all now have red lights click above them, and large black canisters, just like the other one, emerge from the base of those tables and jab where you just came from. But you guys aren't there anymore, so
good.
No death for you. Scanning the room, you notice the metal door on one side that seems to have a simple control panel. The bed with the dead alien is now descending into the floor. So you imagine you could jump on that table as an alternative to the door. What do you choose?
Oh, the door, because the thing that's going down, the alien's going down, is going to get burnt up.
Well, yeah, that's the trash room.
It's probably
Can I look around there? Like, is there anything else? Like, are there like cabinets or like drawers and stuff like that around, or is it just like the monitors and the tables and stuff?
Just the monitors and the table.
All right. And then like the walls are just like the door. Are there like a button or something like that to press to open the door?
Yeah, but it's like open close. That's
okay.
Why I meant by simple.
We have literally two choices. It's jump on the dead body or go through the door.
That's exactly right. This is not Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, well, no, I was just trying to see if there was
355.
I was just seeing if there was maybe like a weapon or a Waterworld DVD or like ropes or some clothes or something like that we could use to kind of help us out.
I don't see how a Waterworld DVD would help us in this situation.
In the corner, I'm sorry, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You passed your perception check. In the corner is a bin of the worst movies ever, stocked
so
entirely.
it wouldn't be in there. Okay, so we'll head out the door.
Yes, let's go through the door, right, guys? We don't want to get burnt up in
the trash room.
In the trash room.
Rock, paper, scissors for which one are we going?
Really?
You could go in the trash door.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to check out the chute.
Well, you're a robot, man.
It's okay, and you're getting on the table?
Well, I'm only going to get on the table. They'll get on.
I'm not getting on the table.
Doesn't seem like they're doing that.
Fuck that table.
Oh, fine.
All right, so you guys are going out the door.
We're going out the door.
Okay. Stepping outside, you walk out onto a ledge at the top of a large mountain, overseeing a vast jungle.
What the fuck kind of...
In the middle of the jungle, far into the distance, you see what appears to be a bustling cityscape. It's far off. It's in the middle of this jungle, but it's far.
Is it Wakanda?
It's Wakanda.
To your left, hovering at the edge of this cliff, is a vehicle of some sort, big enough to fit 3 or 4 non-obese humanoids.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah, you guys are in trouble. Leaning up against the hoverboard is a sign that reads, "Please don't take my hovercraft. I left the keys in the ignition, but I really want to go on the honor system here."
Oh, man.
It's a weird note to leave.
And then directly in front of you is what appears to be a long metal slide that disappears into the middle of this jungle.
Sounds fun.
You know, like from a playground?
Yeah. Sounds like a good time.
Just then, you hear a shrill scream off in the distance.
That was very shrill.
Pretty shrill.
And notice that a massive pterodactyl, yes, a pterodactyl, is flying straight towards you.
Pterodactyls turned into crows later
Seagulls,
on.
yeah.
Seagulls.
And it looks hungry.
Oh.
Quickly, what do you do?
Slide.
You taking the slide?
Slide.
Can't ruin the honor system.
I'm lawful good, so.
Yeah.
We don't even know if we can drive that motherfucker.
All right. You jump into the massive tunnel and go, whee!
Whee! Whee!
Whee!
And you fly in the darkness for what feels like an impossibly long time.
Okay.
You're constantly stunned by static electricity, you idiots.
It's the worst.
When you finally...
I'm not sweater.
I'm not wearing socks. That's not happening to me.
And I'm naked.
No, it's not generated by
okay.
sliding. It's just part of the slide.
Got you.
Oh,
It's designed to shine.
It's a fun slide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm resistant.
I'm recharging my batteries.
Oh, yeah. Kane is actually powering up. When you finally reach the bottom, you're shot out into a clearing surrounded by jungle trees and vegetation. The area you land in is clearly set up to receive travelers. It's kind of like a makeshift camp.
Okay.
Ah, neat.
There's like bottles of water and granola bars.
Right, and there's a TV with the Chew on.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Is there a bathroom? Because I have to pee.
There's no bathrooms.
Oh, man.
A massive sleeping cycloptic creature, clad in armor, appears to be undisturbed by your arrival. He's sleeping.
Good.
Behind you, before you can...
Nothing's to his hair.
Before you can get your bearings, Nathan, you hear... Psst. Turning around, you see an alien face peering out at you from through the trees.
Is it Salacious Crumb?
Come with me, quickly!
Sounds like him.
It is.
They scoop up anyone who stays here.
I knew it!
You're lucky their watchdog was out partying last night and fell asleep at his post.
We are lucky. This sounds like a good time.
So do you sneak past the Cyclops and try to make your way towards the city? Or follow the yellow-eyed alien into the darkness?
So just sneak past him. Salacious Crumb's not a...
Yeah, let's sneak past him.
You guys are good. You're very good. Everything you didn't do would have killed you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And none of you chose. No, you...
Yes, none of us.
Isaac, you don't seem to realize how often I get lost on alien planets. This was like last Thursday to me.
Damn it.
Sounds pretty standard. Like, things you don't fucking trust.
Do you know how many times in my real life I rode the bed going down?
Well, trying to get past the Cyclops, Nathan predictably stumbles and falls into it.
It happens. Okay?
It wakes up. The alien runs away screaming. That was behind you. The Cyclops terrifyingly roars because he's upset that you stepped on his big toe.
Sorry, dude.
And grabs all 3 of you in one hand.
Help.
I'm like, hey, Bo.
Throws you into a sack.
Ah.
And then for about an hour and a half, you just feel him moving through the forest with you. But after this journey, you're dumped in front of a group of chocolate-skinned people.
Milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Can we eat them?
All varieties, yeah. No, you're dumped in front of a council of people who explain to you the planet and accept you as one of their own, so you can make your own decisions from there.
That's great. High five.
Well done. You won. You won the game, but I did not expect... I actually expected you to go in different directions, to be honest. I kind of expected Kane to die first.
He wanted to hop on the table right away.
I was going to say he just falls into gears. Like, it's not even a thing. Grinders immediately. Yeah. You guys didn't go for any of the...
Well, the thing is, we just didn't let Kane have a choice.
We just kind of had to steamroll that one.
This doesn't seem good.
This is an excellent test for an away mission, and Kane does not get to call the shots. Well done.
But he follows orders pretty well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. He falls into line.
He's the yes man.
Because I follow orders, I would not be a red shirt.
Yeah. So. We couldn't steal the guy's ship. I mean, it's an honor system.
Yeah.
Wow, I really expected you to do that, Nathan. You're shifty as fuck. But
yeah. But he said honor. If he didn't put down the honor system, I would have taken it.
He wrote the note out. If he had just left the keys in the car, I would have taken the car. But he took the time to write the note.
The ship was going to abduct you if you'd gotten in it. Yeah. I had a whole... Man, you guys did good.
Sorry, we took the most boring path.
Plus, I mean...
boring, but correct.
But you can't tell us there's a cool slide that goes down into the jungle. We're not going to take that.
I would not... Me personally, I hated those fucking slides, so I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, yeah.
I would have stolen that ship.
Slide 100%.
Oh, yeah. It would have made it... If you made it a zip line, I wouldn't even finished whatever you said. I'm like, I'm on the zip line. Halfway down.
It goes right into a shark's mouth. Yeah. He's like, I don't care. This is fun. Have fun on the ship. Well, anyway, good job, guys. I'm going to work on my story, but congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks.
We're alive now.
We're alive.
Wait, when you say your story, you mean making this game longer? Or?
Yeah. I'm going to finish my Choose Your Own Adventure book. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We're going to get this thing published.
Right, exactly.
Send it off to every preschool or elementary.
Wow. What?
The Cosmos.
Are you making it a pop-up book?
I think it was that. It's like, this level of writing belongs in preschools.
But you might want to change Salacious's character a little bit. You might have to pay...
It's not Salacious Crumb. It's Delicious Morsel, what we're talking.
It's like his cousin.
All right. Well, I'm going to go fix the carousel that Nathan broke before coming up here. I don't know why you hate fake horses so much.
They stare at me with those painted-on, cold, dead eyes.
And I'm going to keep following Nathan around, scoring the shots he takes.
Thank you.
I'm just going to be setting up elaborate pranks throughout the ship.
Oh, God.
Yay.
Is it April?
It's not even April.
It's on its way.
See you, everybody.